I adore her. I adore all my grandchildren, but Paige, totally brave little girl, takes everything in her stride.
Paige is a very social person. She likes to be out and with other people and her friends and family and laughing and playing.
She's interested in everything. She loves to tell you what she discovered or what she's up to.
To look at Paige, you would say that she is a normal, happy, healthy, everyday little girl, except the enlargement of the abdomen due to the excessive size of the spleen.
This is a very dangerous and very scary condition for her and for her family. The portal vein, which is the main blood supply to the liver, either didn't form properly or it clotted off at some point in her life, and in response to the obstruction, she formed all these little venous channels that are trying to replace the portal vein, but are doing so in a very inefficient manner and under very high pressure. The consequence of that is that Paige's body, in making these accessory veins, makes them in locations that could be dangerous to her because some of them interface with the lining of the stomach or of the esophagus, and under those conditions, when those veins rupture, they could bleed, and so she's bled a few times.
She began vomiting large amounts of blood, as she does. We take her into the hospital, but there's not a lot that they can do for her at the hospital other than transfusions.
I went to the hospital with Paige in the Westpac rescue helicopter. I can't even begin to describe the feeling that was around that experience. Thinking that at any moment you're the last family member that Paige might see.
I have seen her imaging, her MR scan or her CT scan, and I have some of her lab results. So I know quite a lot about her. The long-term prospects are that she would continue to bleed, and that she would continue to have problems with her spleen, which is massively enlarged, and that ultimately her liver could become cirrhotic and she would need to have a liver transplant in order to survive. Her life is actually in danger because of it, so it's not just the quality of her life.
The older she gets, the more difficult any surgical procedure becomes. So it is a matter of extreme urgency.
So I think it's very, very necessary, like right now.
This specific operation with her given extra complications has never been done in Australia.
Because this is a relatively rare condition. We don't really know what the incidence is of portal vein thrombosis is, but even if it was 1 in 10,000 children, no individual hospital could certainly garner the kind of experience that we have by operating on people who are in their local and catchment area. So the only way to get experience is to have people come to you from far away, and that's what's happened to us. We've become the leading center, I think, pretty much in the world for this kind of condition. I can help her because I've operated on literally hundreds of children with the same condition, where we reconstruct this portal vein that has been destroyed or never formed properly, and so that the risk of bleeding returns back to zero.
A lot of excitement when we first found out there was somebody who can do it. And family had to determine a way, well, you know, if this is going to happen, we have to get her there. How can we best do it? We felt appealing to the public for assistance would be the best option.
And so far we've managed to raise nearly $22,000, and that's phenomenal, I think.
It's mixed feelings, especially for a little girl, a 9-year-old girl, to be excited about major surgery, because it will be life-changing stuff.
Where would you go to have your child operate on if you had this condition? If you have the possibilities, you would come here.
If you had a child or a grandchild that had the same condition as Paige, you would obviously want the very, very best that can be obtained. It would mean everything. Absolutely everything. Totally life-changing for Paige and the whole family.